Hey there everyone, it's Val, and welcome back to Skyrim Zahjira's Travels. A serious roleplay series. Okay, Khajiit thinks she'll just stand here for a moment. She just realized her legs are shaking. She's having a little bit of trouble processing things. Maybe she'll just kind of look around like she said she would. Maybe she can get to the top of the mountain here and look. Oh, okay. A dragon. Parthenax is a dragon. And she's not sure why, but he's strangely familiar. She's never really looked closely at the dragons that she's had to kill, and she hasn't really, had a chance to, because every time she goes close to them, they kind of dissolve into bones, and she gets things from them. Okay. Ooh. Khajiit is right up here at the top. Oh. Does Khajiit want to try to jump on the very top? Khajiit probably could. Ah. She's going to be foolish and try. Oh, maybe she won't. That probably is very foolish. Let's just look. Oh. It is... Okay. That is an interesting item. Khajiit doesn't think that Parthenax would want ore, so she's going to take that, but she's not going to take the pick. It is a very interesting looking pick. Ah, yellow leaf. Yellow face. Why did Khajiit call you yellow leaf? She's not sure. She is very aware of the dangers of the cold, but she is not cold right now. Actually, she is cold. You're right. And in fact, up here might be a good place to set up her tent and a fire to get warm. It is somewhat flattish. Sort of. Okay. Thank you for reminding Khajiit. She did not... Her thoughts are a little scattered. She was not... Khajiit is... How does Khajiit do this? Ah. There. There it's... Ah, there's Khajiit's tent. Actually, she should probably make the fire first, shouldn't she? Alright. Alright, let's make a fire. And Khajiit has to remember how to do that. She hasn't made a fire for a while. She's been so used to her personal tent, but it won't fit up here. Can Khajiit use it? No. Khajiit actually does not remember how to do it. Oh. Okay, right here? Okay. Maybe because she doesn't have to put down her tent at all. This might actually be warm enough. We'll try it for a little bit while Khajiit gets some ore. Ah, yes, Khajiit is warming up. Wonderful. She guesses this is probably much colder than other places she's been, and that's why she didn't realize how cold she was getting. That, and the whole meeting a dragon and speaking to it part. Parthenax did not laugh at Khajiit, and he did not make fun of her because she didn't understand all the dragon words. Not like Alduin did. He was a jerk, which, given what she's been learning about him, is pretty much to be expected. He was the biggest, massivest jerk in the history of Skyrim, it sounds like. Possibly all of Tamriel. Alright, Khajiit is warm. She can dismantle her fire. That is a very interesting thing. It looks very special, but Khajiit will leave it. It does technically belong to Parthenax. It's on his... in his area. He probably... he's a dragon, he doesn't use it. But Khajiit doesn't want to presume. Especially a dragon that's older than time itself. Well, maybe not that old, but pretty dang close. He's older than those walls. Master Parthenax, Khajiit will take her leave, and the next time she comes, if she succeeds, she'll be bearing this Elder Scroll, this artifact out of time. This piece of creation, yes? Although she has no clue if she's going to be able to do that, but she will try. What else can a Khajiit do, yes? Oh, Khajiit's legs are much steadier. Perhaps it was cold making them unsteady as well, although she thinks it was mostly the dragon. The dragon, Parthenax. He taught the Nords the very first shouts. I bet Alduin is not very pleased with him. Especially after the whole being sent through time thing. Yeah. A good dragon. Well, that's a thing. Not a thing Khajiit ever thought was. She thought they were all... Despite being intelligent beings... Oh, this is still here. There, it's come back. But despite being intelligent beings, she thought they were all bad, but... When you think about it, the first cat, Alkosh, is also a dragon. And he is not bad. He's a god, so really he's beyond good and bad. Interesting. Khajiit hadn't thought of it that way, so the fact that there are good dragons makes sense. There may be more than Parthenax. But it sounds like there weren't... He did not speak of any other dragon that thought like him. Or did he? Khajiit will have to think over what she was told. But she thinks it was only him. But in any case, Khajiit needs to clear the way. Yellowface Alduin deserved to be stuck between time. From what she has only heard tiny bits and pieces. But if the Nords and the people of that time rebelled because of the terrible tyranny, then he must have done horrible things, even if Khajiit doesn't know what they were, for a whole people to rebel like that. Thum Gra Mal. A whole people. Because people in general seem to put up with a lot before they get to the point of saying they won't take any more. Don't you find? So there must have been terrible horrors visited upon them. Thum Gra Mal. Bones. Thum Gra Mal. That's dragon bones. Very old ones. And only the front part of a dragon, it looks like. It's not... That's a small dragon, relatively speaking. Are they of different sizes? That was your skeleton, Yellowface, that Khajiit passed? Oh dear. It looked like you were up there for a very, very long time. Khajiit is sorry that you perished up there. Unfortunately, Khajiit... Thum Gra Mal! Khajiit does not think she could pry your bones out to give you a proper burial. She... yeah. But that is a very fine resting place, the throat of the world. If one had to be somewhere. Thum Gra Mal! Thum Gra Mal! You must have died up there a very long time ago, given that Parthenax has been here for thousands of years. And this way has probably been barred all that time. That is a very long time. Thum Gra Mal! Khajiit is not ready to shout again. It does take something out of Khajiit to do this. Thum Gra Mal! What the frick? The voice command system. Ah! Okay, we're gonna ignore that person. That was a testing thing that I used. Why it thought I said that and not Thum Gra Mal, I have no idea. Alright, ignore that person. They will have to be summoned down further, which will also be OC, so that the NPC doesn't die up here. Anyway. Thum Gra Mal!
That must be the voice.
Okay, Khajiit is back. Excellent. Oh, and Khajiit wants to stand by the fire. Okay, Yellowface, you probably would have perished a lot longer ago than that, because Parthenax has been parked on the top of that mountain for like 2,000 years or more, and the only people that went up there are people getting training as a Dragonborn, and I don't know if I read this information out. I'm just going to read it to you now. These are the guidelines. I did have to adjust them slightly because of issues, so I just want to read them out so you're aware of the current version, because the issues were with individuals wanting to be super beings, and that was not on, to be honest. So I'm not pointing this at you, I'm just reading it all, so this is the entire thing. Try to stick to a single character. If you keep creating and dropping acceptable characters in quick succession, Zahjira will become deaf to you. Acceptable origins. Spirit of a dead person of no special background or importance, with no secret knowledge of any of Tamriel in any time. No matter where your character comes from or when, they're not high-ranking, they're not lower important people, and that includes liches, dragons, Aedra, Daedra, or gods, and the like. Your character does not have special knowledge, access to special resources, or people in Tamriel as a whole. Acceptable currently alive from Tamriel. Nobody. Acceptable recently dead from Tamriel. You have to be dead for at least a year. You could be a Stormcloak or Imperial soldier, rank and file, a farmer, a denizen of Oblivion, very minor noble, very minor. Acceptable dead or alive from elsewhere, and that means like other planets, other dimensions. That's pretty open, just follow the other general guidelines that I've just went through. An ordinary person is safest, someone using an orb or the like to communicate if you are alive. So the only people who can be currently alive are people who are not living on Tamriel, and I'm sorry that I had to make that rule, but there it is. No spoilers. No matter who your character is, they should have no information that postdates the start of the Skyrim timeline. They have no knowledge of secrets, no special inside knowledge, and no acquaintance of currently alive lore important characters in Tamriel. The only minor exception would be if something like you were a recently dead soldier, dead for about no more than a year, or no less than a year, sorry. You could have information about your faction camp, maybe other minor things, as long as it doesn't include quest spoilers. One thing that I might figure out how to add to this list is that as well it would have to be some the things that you talk about in your character's past, they have to fit with the actual lore of Tamriel. So that's why I said that your character would have been up there for longer than 2 centuries, because nobody's been going up there to visit Parthenax, and if you were an ordinary person, you wouldn't have gone up that path within the last 2,000 years. So, I have no problem with you saying that's your body, just it has to have been there for a very long time. And it is cold and frozen up there, so it could have survived that long. I mean, it's frozen. Alright, let's get back to the stream here. And I really am going to need to put that somewhere where I can just link people to it, but I do think I will still be reading it out periodically, because well, people who are new to the chat need to know the information. And I really regret having to put so many restrictions in, because I started off trying to make it as unrestricted as I could. But I've been having too many issues with people wanting to RP characters that just would not work at all. And that's unfortunate. Oh well, what can you do? Any case, let's get back to the game. Let me highlight the thing that I can scroll in that doesn't mess my chats up. Let's see if it works this time.
I am your sword and your shield.
Um, thank you. Uh, your name is Jordis. Khajiit is sorry, but she doesn't recall meeting you. Did you come to visit the Greybeards? She will leave you to your thing there. Oh. Whoop! Sorry! Sorry! Khajiit, it's her brain. It's still fixing itself. She apologizes. That is not what she meant to do. She was in an avalanche. Her brain got scrambled. It's still not working properly. What she meant to do was this. Fellas, let's get going. Yes, she's here visiting the Greybeards. Interesting. Alrighty. That... Somebody needs to shut that door properly. That's just not right. It's gonna let all the warmth out. Right, Wolfgar? Maybe that was Jordis that left it open. That's not good. There, Khajiit shut it. Alright. Well, Khajiit hasn't been to Winterhold in a while, but she thinks she'll talk to Master Arngeir first because, well, we're right here. And perhaps he might know something that will help. Master Arngeir, Khajiit is sorry to interrupt you.
So, you spoke to Parthenax?
Yes!
The dragon blood burns bright within you. Did he tell you what you wanted to know? Did he teach you the dragon rend shout?
No. And Khajiit has to say that is a very well-kept secret. That there is a dragon, a friendly dragon, who is the master of your order. Khajiit has not heard a whisper. And Khajiit and her friends will keep their trap shut about it too, because she thinks that at least currently that would be a bad idea to let people know that there is a dragon on the top of the throat of the world. A friendly dragon, yes, but that won't mean much to people who like to panic. No, he did not teach Zahjira the dragon rend shout. He didn't know, but he did tell Zahjira how to find out.
So be it. If he believes it is necessary for you to learn this, we will bow to his wisdom.
Ah, yes, Khajiit forgot you weren't too keen on her learning it. This is true. Right, well, according to to Master Parthenax, Khajiit needs the Elder Scroll the Ancients used to send Alduin away. Do you know where to find it?
We have never concerned ourselves with the scrolls. The gods themselves would rightly fear to tamper with such things.
Oh, great, and Zahjira has
As for where to find it, such blasphemies have always been the stock and trade of the mages of Winterhold. They may be able to tell you something about the Elder Scroll you seek.
You do realize that Zahjira is one of those blasphemous mages from Winterhold? She is the Archmage. In case the outfit didn't, tell you. She just thought she'd point that out. Great. So, speaking to her spirits, it seems like the Greybeards hate the Blades hate the Greybeards don't think very much of the College of Winterhold. Is everybody have to be grumpy with each other? Really? Do you personally have any idea where Zahjira can find an Elder Scroll? Without the insults about the college?
Such blasphemies are the calling of mages, not followers of the way.
Master...
Take your question to the College of Winterhold. They may be able to help you.
All right. She would appreciate if you would quit saying bad things about her college. At least in her presence, anyway. Alright, speaking of grumpiness, what exactly do you have against the Blades?
The Blades were born of dragon-hating crusaders. They still carry that legacy, although they may not remember from whence it came.
Well...
They carried out a genocide of dragons when they first came to Tamriel. And now, they will do it again. With your help.
Well, to be honest, if Khajiit knew that a dragon was not going to harm anybody, like Parthenax, for example, she has no problem. It's the ones that attack. They're no better than the bandits, honestly. They may be very, very old, and that is extremely impressive, but you'd think in all that time they would have learned not to burn up innocent folk. But if they're doing that, Khajiit can't just let them run around and burn villages. It's not right. Why is Khajiit so irritated? She is joining the group of irritated people. Right. Dragons are terrorizing Skyrim. Should we not do everything we can to stop them?
That may be what you were here for, Dragonborn.
Thank you.
But stopping Alduin is one thing. Helping you wipe out dragons again is quite another.
Khajiit
Dragons are part of the natural order of the world.
understands.
The Blades thought to change the order to suit themselves by wiping out the dragons. But again, we see that the natural order will be restored one way or another. Perhaps we would have dragon allies against Alduin if the ancient Blades had not acted so arrogantly.
That is a fair point. And Khajiit would just like to emphasize, if she knows a dragon is not a bad one, she will not kill them. You have her word on that, because she sees no reason to harm the innocent, and if a dragon is not harming people, they by definition are innocent, and Khajiit will not harm them. So even if the Blades ask her to kill a dragon that she knows means no harm, she will not do what they want. So you need to have no fear that she will kill every dragon. She won't. But she will, to the best of her ability, protect the lands from the dragons that are harming people. And that she will not change. That is way she has always been. She will always do her best to help the people who need help. And granted, she is slowly learning better and better ways to do that. In the very beginning, she wasn't very good at it at all. And she still makes mistakes. But she is doing her best. And she won't kill something just because it's a dragon. Yes? Alright. Khajiit just lectured well, not the Master of the Greybeards, because that's Parthenax. Maybe that's why she felt like she could lecture him. At least on the subject of Zahjira. Now that she knows that he is not the Master of the Greybeards as she originally thought, but in fact, it's Parthenax. Oh, Khajiit is gonna have to watch herself. She does not want to become an arrogant asshat. But when it comes to Zahjira herself, if anybody knows how Zahjira works, Zahjira herself probably knows best. If anybody would. That doesn't mean Zahjira knows, but just that she ought to. Right. Okay. Now that Khajiit is going to stand here and just take a breather, get her blood pressure down, and... Okay, maybe she's still off center because of finding out that the Master of the Greybeards is a dragon. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the fact that she has to go and find an artifact out of time, an Elder Scroll, which is probably very dangerous to carry. And she has to use that to go through a rip in time. Oh, this all sounds crazy. Khajiit is, in some ways, not so sure that she isn't currently still unconscious and dreaming all of this. But maybe if she yes, Khajiit is going to meditate a little bit and just see if she can calm her mind. That sounds like a good idea. She has been learning a lot. A lot about speaking. Whether she has learned enough is another question. But that she is learning is wonderful. Khajiit always seeks to learn, and she has learned a lot of things today. A lot. And Khajiit wonders what else she can learn if she thinks about the things she's seen and done in the last few days. There may be other things. Yes. Yes, she thinks she's learned some things. She thinks she's going to insulate her cloaks a little better. Among other things. All right, fellas. Khajiit is calmer in mind and spirit. Master Arngeir, Khajiit is sorry for the lecture. She apologizes. She was not herself. She was being arrogant and, well, everything she said was true. The tone in which she said it was very rude, and she is very sorry. She hopes that Master Arngeir will forgive her, and she will, she has a reason that she may have spoken like that. It's not an excuse. But she thinks she was still unsettled by the meeting of the head of your order, Parthenax. It will probably take her a while to fully come to grips with today, but she is starting. Khajiit will hopefully see you soon. Well, it may take a while to get an Elder Scroll. They're probably not bought on the street corner, so yes, it may take a while. She will see you then. And fellas, you undoubtedly heard Khajiit lecturing Master Arngeir, and you may have heard the fact that the head of the order is, well, actually, it'd be nice if she didn't have to shout. Could you all please come over here so she can finish what she's saying? Thank you. She will ask upon your honor to not speak of the fact that the head of the Order of the Greybeards is a dragon. That has to remain a secret. And for especially a very good reason right now. With the dragon attacks and what's going on, people will panic. And there's no reason to, but they will still panic. And there are people that will try to harm Parthenax. They will fail, most likely, because they have to get up that mountain first, but they will still probably try, and Khajiit would not like panicked people to go to their deaths because, well, they misunderstood what was going on. Yes? Excellent. Khajiit sees you all nodding. You promise. Awesome. On your honor. Thank you. Khajiit appreciates you making this oath. And on that note, let's go down the mountain before Khajiit swears a few more oaths about her tail being frozen, yes? What time is it? It is the afternoon. Perhaps we should wait until morning? Yes, because Khajiit would like to go to the shops, and if we leave early in the morning, we can be down there certainly within a reasonable amount of time. So, yes, we are going to spend one more night here. Master Arngeir, Khajiit hopes you won't mind if she makes use of that bed again, and the fellas will be, well, wherever they camped before, they'll be doing that again. Just for tonight, Khajiit thinks she needs another good night's sleep. Yeah. Okay, Khajiit is going to have a nice night's sleep, and we'll get up early and head out. Yes. Alright. I did sleep here before and I did not crash the game when I tried to save it. I can't promise it will work properly again, so if I crash, there will be a short intermission while I reload Skyrim. Let's hope it doesn't crash, yes? Yes, a nice long sleep. Ah, well, there's the boys. Oh, Khajiit still waking up. Okay, here goes nothing with a save. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Thank you. Khajiit thinks she will grab a quick bite to eat while she finishes waking up. Ooh. Maybe she will read a couple of books while she eats her breakfast. That sounds lovely. A small break before heading to Winterhold. Ah, breakfast. Let's see. Khajiit thinks she will have not a cabbage. A cabbage sounds terrible. A Hrothgar loaf, yes. That was very good. Possibly some milk, yes. Nice drink of milk. And she thinks she'll finish it off with a nice sweet roll. Yes. Ah, that feels very nice in Khajiit's belly. It was feeling a lot emptier than she realized. Right. Let's check out these books. Some of them look like they might be useful. Let's see. Ramandada? Chapter 1, Sunkri Tor and the Birth of Riemann. Oh. Well, unless this is talking about dragons and dragon lore. It's a very interesting book, but Khajiit does not think... Okay, no. That is not something Khajiit wants to spend the time reading thoroughly. Ah, the Alduin Akatosh Dichotomy. Book 7 of 2920, The Last Year of the First Era. This looks good. By Alexandri Simon, High Priest of Akatosh Chantry Wayrest. As High Priest of the Akatosh Chantry, I have dedicated my life to the service of the Great Dragon. He who was first at the beginning. He who is greatest and most powerful of all the divines. He who is the very embodiment of infinity. It's very impressive. I am quite obviously a man of deep and unwavering faith, but not blind faith, for I am also a man of scholarly endeavors, and have always valued education and the pursuit of truth in all its forms. And so I have the honor and the privilege of making my life's work to discover the truth about Akatosh in all of our beloved divines' incarnations. This fellow is a man after Khajiit's heart. Throughout the civilized world, and I refer not only to the Empire, but to every nation on Great Nirn that has embraced the virtues of learning and letters, the Great Dragon is worshipped. And he is also known as the First Cat, Alkosh. Usually the highest of the divines is referred to as Akatosh, but what some may not be aware of is that he's occasionally referred to by two other names as well. The Aldmer refer to Akatosh as Ariel. The Nords call him Alduin. No, Akatosh is not Alduin. Definitely not. You are... This fella had things wrong. There is no way the first cat is Alduin. There is just no way. Because to start with, why would... If the first cat was Alduin, why would he give Khajiit dragon blood and set her on a path to defeat him? That's crazy. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. These names come up repeatedly in certain ancient texts, and in each one it's clear that the deity in question is none other than he whom we call Akatosh. Yet there are those who believe, even in this enlightened age, that this is not so. That is right. Khajiit does not believe that. She knows it can't be true. That the regional interpretations of Akatosh are not interpretations of Akatosh at all. Rather, they are references to altogether different deities, deities who may or may not share the same aspects or be the great dragon at all. Oh, maybe he's talking about the other names. But again, the Nords did not call him Alduin. Well, actually, she shouldn't say that. Maybe they did. But Alduin, the great black dragon, the one that's the eater of the world, no, that is not Alkosh. It is not. She refuses to believe that. Many Eltmer of Somerset Isle worship Ariel, who is the soul of Anuel, who is in turn the soul of Anu the Everything. But if you ask the High Elves themselves, as I did when I traveled to Somerset Isle to continue my research, the majority will concede that Ariel is but Akatosh with a different name, colored by their own cultural beliefs. So maybe it comes as no surprise that the real theological dissension lies in Skyrim, among the Nord people, renowned as much for their stubbornness as they are their hardiness and prowess on the fields of valor. When I journeyed to the Stark-White province, I was surprised to find a people whose views on Akatosh were almost diametrically opposite to those of the Altmer. The majority of Nord people seem to believe that their Alduin of legend is not Akatosh, but another deity entirely. Yes, he is! A great dragon, yes, but not the great dragon. Determined to get to the heart of this matter, I consulted with several Nords. Well, I'm glad he was investigating it, and not just assuming that they're wrong. I consulted with several Nords, chief among them an old and respected clan chief by the name of Bjorn Much-Bloodied. And what surprised me most about those I talked to was not that they believed in Alduin instead of Akatosh, but that they recognized Alduin in addition to Akatosh. In fact, most children of Skyrim seem to view Akatosh in much the same way I do. He is, in fact, the Great Dragon, first among the Divines, perseverance personified, and, more than anything, a force of supreme good in the world. Ah. Alduin, they claim, is something altogether different. Whether or not he is actually a deity remains in question, but the Alduin of Nord folklore is in fact a dragon, but one so ancient and so powerful he was dubbed the World Eater, and some accounts even have him devouring the souls of the dead to maintain his own power. Other stories revolve around Alduin acting as some sort of dragon king, uniting the other dragons in a war against mankind, until he was eventually defeated at the hands of one or more brave heroes. Yes, and Khajiit just heard about that, and it's not just a story, it did actually happen. It's hard to deny that such legends are compelling, but as both high priest and scholar, I'm forced to ask that most important of questions: where is the evidence? The Nords of Skyrim place a high value on their oral traditions, but such is the core of their unreliability. A rumor passed around the Wayrest Market Square can change so dramatically in the course of a few simple hours that by the end of the day one might believe half the city's residents were involved in any number of scandalous activities. How then is an educated, enlightened person possibly supposed to believe a legend that has been passed down by word of mouth only for hundreds or even thousands of years? The answer to such a question is simple: he cannot. And so, it's my conclusion that the Alduin of Nord legend is in fact mighty Akatosh, whose story grew twisted and deformed through centuries of retelling and embellishment. Through no real fault of their own, the primitive peoples of Skyrim failed to understand the goodness and greatness of the Great Dragon, and it was this lack of understanding that formed the basis of what became, ironically, their most impressive creative achievement: Alduin the World Eater, phantom of bedtime stories, and justification for ancient, if imagined, deeds. Well, this fella got it wrong. Of course, Khajiit will admit she has the advantage of speaking to a dragon that was there, but she already knew that Alduin could not possibly be Akatosh. Or it's yes. That fella had it so wrong. The Oblivion Crisis. Yeah. Khajiit doesn't think that one is going to be useful. Right. Well, Khajiit woke up nice and calm, and now she's irritated. Just give her a moment to de-irritate herself. Yes, smooth her fur. Maybe, brush her whiskers. Make sure they're straight. Yes, it's ludicrous. How could anyone think the first cat, the great dragon, was Alduin? It doesn't make any sense, does it, Quadojo? Right. Okay. Khajiit is ready. Let us depart. And if Master Arngeir is here, she will bid him farewell. No, he must be elsewhere. That's alright. They are very... in terms of comings and goings, they are very informal. Oddly enough. Because, well, they never come or go. So, I guess they never really developed a... Oh. Okay. Well, if you all want to... Of course. Yes. Khajiit will do the same. A bit of meditation never goes awry. Alright. Are we all ready? Yes? Are you ready? Yes? Alright. Excellent. And it's snowing. Because of course. Alright everyone, it is time for me to switch over to the next episode, so if you are watching on YouTube, please look at the upcoming live stream section and load up the next episode, which will be 3.019, I believe. If you're watching on Twitch or Mixer, the stream will be offline for about 5 minutes, and then I'll be back with the next episode. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far, and I will be back in a tick. 5 of them, if a tick is a minute long.